Hello guys, welcome back. New recommendation today. I'm gonna talk about a saga. So I wear this t-shirt. Maybe you're gonna recognize or not. That's the logo Fox and Foxhound. Maybe remind you a certain Metal Gear. Yes, that's what I'm gonna talk about. Metal Gear by Hideo Kojima. My favorite saga in the video games, and I like a lot of video games. But this one, I would say, pretty uh, not by far, but pretty, almost the best saga ever. And my favorite game of all time is on this list, which is not nothing. So first, I'm going to talk a bit about Kojima, why I like him as a game designer. What I think is those games are great, and I'm just mention the canon game in the saga, and I'm not going to go too deep on that because it will be too long. But just to give you certain, give you something to think of that maybe you would like to play. So first of all, Hideo Kojima, I consider with Shigeru Miyamoto, Yu Suzuki, the best game designer. Those two guys, Suzuki, Miyamoto, are also engineers. They build stuff and everything. Not Kojima. Kojima stay a game designer. He's more almost like a director, game designer. The thing that I love about this guy is that we have something in common: is the cinema, and many of his influences in video game are come from cinema. Always, as well as books and philosophers, stuff like that, music. He have a many pop culture in on his art. And the people in general, some people, not everyone, of course, but some people say that Hideo Kojima is kind of overrated because he just copy. Just a guy who copy and put his own stuff in the game and just is a cocktail and a shaker, like like a shake, put on a shaker and something like that's is not really from him. I totally disagree. That's bullshit. Because first of all, as an artist, you always take inspiration from other guys. That's just the way it is. Somewhere at some point, you take inspiration from someone and you like, and that's how you create. You create never from scratch, 0%. You create from something and you make your own stuff. Hideo Kojima has have this thing, but he has so much passion for movies, for example, that he doesn't care to put them has a really something that you can easily recognize. He's not hiding anything. But at the end, his work is very unique. He's very unique. Doesn't matter if he loves some kind of stuff. Some guy, some character look so much like an actor. Yeah, he likes some faces. He likes to put to take inspiration from those guys. So it creates their own character with like a face. This guy wanted to become a director when he was kid in Japan. I was watching a movie with his dad, and he wanted to become a director, and he ended up to become a game designer and make video games, and so he became the most director of the game designer ever. And these video games are very cinematographic. It's almost like interactive games. Of course, the game design is excellent because it's just that he's already an excellent game designer in my opinion, and he invent many concepts. The concept of Metal Gear is hiding behind your enemy and try to not kill them. And if you have to kill them, is try to you have two ways to approach it. You can go like very action. I mean, you can really be silent like a ninja, and that's one of the kind of the approach that was very new at that time in the '87 when he created the first Metal Gear. So an inspiration from many movies. Really like it, like action mission and try to hide and do some mission. We have those movie, very classic movie. He have a lot of inspiration from Lethal Weapon, Terminator, RoboCop. What so much even now. I some of them I don't have the title in English. I'm thinking the one with the Cannon of Navarone. I don't know if in English that's the title, but that's one of the main inspiration. And Nietzsche, yeah, also Moby Dick, and yeah, many stuff like that. And he loves David Bowie too. Good taste for sure. So yeah, that's his universe. As a Japanese, you have um, the nuclear threat is very important to him, and he deliver a message on his game. So what I like about him too, that's those games are a lot of action. It's very Rambo style, some of them, you know, the movie from the 80s, but it's not just that. You have a lot of message inside, anti-nuclear, anti-war, even it's contradictive. But because he grew up with the movie, American movie in the 70s, 80s, born in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, or the end of the 50s, and he grew up on that, so he's a fan of that. But he have also a message about anti-nuclear and finding a meaning in your life, and that's something that I love because when you play Call of Duty, for example, that's a game that many people like, I know, and he could enjoy the zombie mode and stuff like that. But he's not going so deep. He doesn't. He leave the game leave you intact. It's just you enjoy. That's it. It doesn't. Metal Gear doesn't let you intact. And if you play, for example, some episodes, not all of them have a big message on it, even though they have. But Metal Gear Solid 2, which is my favorite video game ever, and I want to make a video just on this one, have a very, very impactful message that impact me until now. So it's talking about DNA legacy. That's the thing about Metal Gear, is that Kojima talk. He use all the time pretty much the same start. The game is like a mission and repetition. You have a new game, is a mission, you have to save someone, you have nuclear threats. Next mission, you have to save someone, you have a nuclear threat. You have this cycle of life, or everything, the story repeat itself, new enemy. Before it's the Russian, after it will be that's more like in the Metal Gear Solid 3, for example. Have the Russian, and after will be another terrorist group, and after will be another terrorist group. That's all the time the enemy to face, someone to save, and a conspiracy behind it, because you have a lot of geopolitics in those games. That's what is very cool, and you learn. It mix history with fiction, which is pretty cool because you learn a lot. You have those games, for example, Peace Walker will make me very interested to Che Guevara, and I read a lot of book about him after, because when you play Peace Walker, for example, you have this Che Guevara vibe, and if you play Metal Gear Solid 3, you have a lot of Cold War stuff. If it maybe it's going to interest you. So it mix reality and fiction. They make a cocktail of that also. I think it's pretty cool, and you have a lot to say. And Metal Gear is basically, like I said, the cycle repeating itself, because the people never really learn. It's like a snake biting its own tail. But at the end, this cycle repeats, but you have all the time something new in the mission. It's never the same character 100%. It's never the same boss. It's never the same epoch. It's never the same area. And at the end, something little by little change. And at the end, the things will change totally. Like the system will break. We have those two characters, Sweet Snake, which is the best character in a video game ever for me. I love him. I felt a lot of connection with him. Like I say in the first video, I think it was like the myth inspire life. So even though the character doesn't exist for me, it's like real. I can feel stuff with this, feel emotion with this character, and he talks to me. A Big Boss and Zero, that's one of the main antagonists of the game. They are trying to Zero. It's everything about control. Big Boss is everything about freedom. But at the end, both guys, they are like, for example, Big Boss become like in the jail of his own freedom that he tried to create, and like Zero become more and more and more close. He wanted to control, and he became closer and closer. You have to see at the end of his life, the character is connected literally to something to breathe, and they took different way and path, and a lot of ego, a lot of pride, and at the end to recognize that they made a mistake. And Solid Snake is like kind of a free atom inside, and try to make his way, and like we should do as a human being. You are in this world, and you try to make your way through and try to find meaning. not by being extreme. That's one of the way he interprets the video game. So it's what's making very special. So the first Metal Gear was released in '87. MSX, that was a little baby, uh, cool game, very something totally new. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, 90 MSX, very underrated game. All the main bases of the Metal Gear are here. The first one, of course, but this one he adds a lot, more background character and stuff like that, and many how the next Metal Gear is going to be. Metal Gear Solid 98 PS1, a classic. Metal Gear 2 Sons of Liberty PS2 2001. That's the masterpiece. That's so much meaning in this game, and I just love it. It's just a perfect video game for me. 2005 Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater on PS2 also. Very good game. James Bond, so overrated in my opinion. Many people say that it's the best one. I disagree, but it's a good Metal Gear Solid. Of course, they are all good. Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops 2007. It's a PSP game. Introduce new concept like recruiting your soldier and stuff like that. Pretty new and fresh for a little PSP. After we have 2008, we have Metal Gear Solid 4 Gun of the Patriots. That's the game who close everything, all the saga in the timeline, because you all time back and forward in those games with the story of Big Boss and Solid Snake. And I think it's my favorite, man. After Metal Gear 2 is my favorite Metal Gear. And Kojima had a lot of vision of the future of the battlefield and what the world was going to be, as well as Metal Gear Solid 2. It's an amazing game. PS3 2008, Metal Gear Solid 4 Gun of the Patriot. And we arrive at Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker PSP 2010. More developed than the previous one on PSP, but a lot of recruiting and everything. And you follow the story of Big Boss in Nicaragua, and you have this like PSP Che Guevara vibe, but this one even more. And you have the last one, official one, the Phantom Pain 2015 on PS4, which is a very dark game too, and but great as well. So I don't go too deep on that because I have a lot to talk, and I already make many videos to talk about it, but it doesn't work so much. So I just wanted to recommend that, why Kojima is an amazing game designer, what Metal Gear, it's my favorite saga. And if you want to play a game that's give you fun, if you love cinema, you're gonna enjoy the cinematics and have a lot of meaning. That's it. You got it, man. Just play it. And next time I'll do a video exceptional on just Metal Gear Solid 2, so mistake. Gun of the Patriots. No, that's number 4, Sons of Liberty, because it's the best Metal Gear ever, the best video game ever. Like my codec is talking to me. I have a signal, so I have to leave you guys. See you next time. Bye bye.